DSN is Jordan Valdilla. We're the last group sa SPA. So yung namin, yung reporting namin is about the future of global information. Icebreaker pa tayo. Icebreaker. Sino mag-icebreaker, guys? Guys, yung icebreaker natin is ano? Yung icebreaker natin is debate. Sino gusto sumali? Simple debate. Simple debate lang siya. Hindi, actually ano na, sagutin nyo na lang to. Sino yung ano? Ay, Isel. Isel. What's your take sa tanong?
No.
May kakontra ba sa no? Bakit? Speaker.
Yes, kapag binigay nung may-ari nung account yung consent niya dun sa account na yun. Tapos nagkakaroon din kasi ng shareholders account or tinatawag na pag kinasal na. Ano yun? Yung ayan, conjugal properties.
Bakit no?
Password, just like account passwords. Yung account password, hindi naman yung necessary na i-share. If you want to know, halimbawa, gusto mo may serious ka something sa akin, eh di, sabihin mo sa akin, hindi mo na-share sa akin kung details na account mo.
So, ang connection yun sa topic natin is wala. So, present tayo sa agenda. First is inatakal natin is yung computer ethics. Pero bago natin itakal ng computer ethics, ano muna yung global information? Hindi na ako mag-research. Global Ewan. Kapatid mo ba?
Wala ka na eh, wala ka sa station.
Wala ka station sa Witina. So para sure, basahin nyo na lang muna. Sino gusto mapasa? Sino? Sinasabi dyan, yung laganap ng information revolution is madali na siya nag-globalize dahil sa patuloy na pag-develop or pag-upgrade ng mga existing technologies natin. Next is computer ethics.
Computer ethics is a set of commonly agreed principles that govern the use of computers.
So yung computer ethics is simply yung kung ano yung ginagawa natin sa harap or sa kapag gumagamit tayo ng computer. Bakit nga ba ito important? Important to kasi yung moral and ethical issues na makakasalamuhan natin sa mga computer technology is pwedeng makatulong sa atin or pwedeng makasira sa privacy natin. Next. Good.
7,700 people taken to working for cybercrime PDH rescue in Philippines. Philippines Spot Police, backed by Commando Stage A, massive raid on Tuesday and said they rescued more than 2,700 workers from China the Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia, and more than a dozen other countries who were allegedly swindled into working for fraudulent online gaming sites and other cyber crimes.
So ito, yung yung sample ng computer ethical issue is yung 2,700 workers lang yan na rescue. Alam niyo ba yung issue about sa Pogo? Ito yun, parang yung nakaka-rescue sila ng iba't ibang workers na minamaltrato or pinipilit silang mag-labor. Next is a brief history about the computer ethics. 1950. Hindi. Yung 1950. Sana.
1950, Wiener published the human use of human beings.
So in 1950, sabi dyan, ang sabi dyan sa 1950, na-publish ni Norbert Wiener yung book na Human Use of Human Beings. Tungkol saan ba yung book na yun? Yung book na yun is yung ethical, yung simula ng ethical standards. And doon din nakapaloob yung iba't ibang yung mga computer ethics or yung mga different ethics. Next is in 1973. Ito naman sa 1973, yung ACM or yung Association for Computing Machinery na na-adapt nila yung first code of ethics, which is yung nakalagay sa pinpublish ni Wheeler na human use of human beings. Bali yung mga standard doon, na-adapt na nung mga computing machinery. Bali na-adapt na nila yung iba't ibang parang ethical standards sa human, na-adapt nila sa computer. Next in
1976, a professor of Bowling State University coined the term computer ethics for this separate branch of applied ethics.
Siyempre, dun sa 1973, na-adapt na nga nila yung ethical standards sa in terms of computer technology. Dito naman, sa 1976, pero na-coin na yung term na computer ethics, which is meron na siyang sariling standards about sa computer. Next, sa 1985,
Meta Philosophy Academic Journal to launch an essay competition about computer ethics. Nice. What is recommendation? Pinapatagod na naman si Ma'am para sa atin. Babaguhin nyo daw yun sa 13 pins. Diba usually sa mga 13 nyo, insights lang yung nakalagay. So ang gusto ni ma'am, kunyari, sa 13 pin, ganito. Diba, kunyari, history of ito yung insights, tapos self-explanation. Di ba usually yung
next naman, okay, proceed tayo sa common concerns and considerations sa computer ethics. First is computer crime. Nelson.
Cybercrime is a threat that was as rapidly as new technology does.
Sa concerns na dito, sa computer kasi, pag gumagamit ng computer, possible na magkaroon ng computer crime or yung cybercrime na tinatawag. Which is, involved dito yung ano, yung iba't ibang breaches na pwede mangyari sa paggamit ng computer. Next. Next is privacy and security. Ano? Gerard.
Privacy and security. Digital security, information ethics, and information privacy. That can be hugely important to the new
Yun nga, since sa computer technology yung computer ethics technology yung pinag-uusapan natin. Kapag gumagamit tayo ng computer, is expose yung mga ginagamit natin na credentials sa iba. Next is intellectual property or intellectual property or IP.
Type of the unauthorized distribution of digital content. Copyrighted content and intellectual property is an ongoing issue online. With everything from art and entertainment media to software and innovative products shared illegally online.
Yan sa IP naman or intellectual property. Parang sa online parang na-abuso siya dahil yung iba, kinaka-copy-paste lang yung mga article or yung mga studies or parang pinaka-paste lang nila yung iba, which is malaking concern dahil hindi pa siya nalagyan ng shell dahil sa AI. Next naman, meron tayong 10 commandments sa computer ethics. First is first is hindi natin gagamitin yung ang pinaka first rule is hindi natin gagamitin yung computer sa harm things. Next is number 2, civils. Huh? Dun sa number 2 commandment naman is nakapasok dito yung privacy and security. Hindi dapat natin pinapakailaman yung computer ng iba, katulad ng ginagawa ng iba sa atin dito. Nagpo-post sila sa FB ng mga kaibigan nila. Last is number 3 is ads.
Those shall not go around other.
Yan, isa rin yan. Hindi lahat tayo parang hindi dapat natin binubuksan yung mga files lalo na hindi natin alam yung tinatago ng isa't isa. Malay mo. Next.
Malay mo,
Next. Babasa na lang ng 4, 5, and 6. Okay.
5. Those shall not
4, 5, 6.
Those shall not use a computer to steal. 5. Those shall not use a computer to bear false witness. 6. Those shall not copy or use proprietary software for which you have not paid with the.
Next is yung 4. Hindi mo dapat ginagamit yung computer or yung paggamit mo ng computer sa pang-scam or sa pang-gaganda ng mga tao. Next is number 5 naman is sino gusto mag-explain? Recitation. Recitation. Ayaw nyo? Hindi lang guys. Go Jonas. Number 5. Those shall not use a computer to bear false witness. Okay.
Ayun ba yung mostly pag nag-edit? Mostly edit yung like, kunyari, sa card na tapos kailangan nila ng evidence. Nag-edit nila yung evidence na yun para gamit yung computer and then makakita nila sa sino naman kailangan nila.
So ano naman yung idea?
Huwag gamitin yung computer para gumawa ng false facts.
Yan, tama naman. Actually, inclined naman yung sinagot ni EJ. Parang huwag mo i-take credit yung mga gawa ng iba. Tapos yan. Next, number 6 is don't shall not copy or use proprietary software for which you have not paid out. Sabi nga kanina, yung intellectual property, dapat hindi natin inaagaw sa kanila nang hindi natin binayaran or walang permission or consent nung may-ari. Next is 7 to 10. Pakapasa na lang lahat. Alex.
Notion where these others people other resources without authorization or proper compensation. Notion that appropriate intellectual sector. Notion that something about the consequences of the way of your right to or the system you are designing. Lastly, all bases of operate based that it is
Dito naman sa number 7, notion at use. Parang parehas din doon sa kanina na wag kang magagamit ng ibang computer. Yung gamit ng computer ng iba nang hindi ka napapaalam or walang authorization. Next is dapat appropriate yung mga pinupost mo sa intellectual output nila. Number 9, mga gamit natin dyan yung saying think before you think, dahil sinasabi dyan, dapat ini-check muna yung social consequence or yung mga pwede mangyari sa'yo. Sa system design mo. Lastly is dapat lagi kang considerate sa at for respect sa mga human na makaka-interact mo through computer technology. Next. Next is different ethics. Sa internet ethics, bilisan na lang natin kasi halos kaparehas lang din naman siya ng computer. While yung isa hardware, ito naman yung network na ginagamit. Ito, bibigyan ko muna kayo ng issue. Yung Zoom platform is parang sinishare nila yung mga private information na yung private information na hindi siya nanghihingi ng authorization dun sa mga user. Pero para mapatuloy nila yung pag-aaral sa app nila, nag-buy muna sila ng $85 billion pang-compensate dun sa mga pang-compensate or penalty dun sa mga paano nila. Things to consider acceptance.
You must be aware of risk involved in chatting and forwarding emails to strangers.
Yan, ito sa parang dapat aware tayo sa mga risks na pwedeng dalhin sa atin ng mga stranger. Next is ako na magbabasa para mabilis na. Pretending to be someone else. Dapat hindi ka nag-pretend na iba ka sa social media, katulad na lang. Meron kasing mga parang instance, parang kunyari nasa dating app, tapos magkukunwari kang ibang tao doon. Tapos para tapos tatanungin mo yung mga sexual things, pwede kang magkaroon ng gano'n. Delikado kasi. Next is hide your personal opinion. hide personal information. Kasi since expose nga tayo sa network or sa mga sa iba't ibang malalaking mga hackers, dapat naka-hide yung natin. Although mahirap, pero hide natin sa mga normal tao. Next is don't steal, huwag kang magnanakaw sa mga ng mga patent ng intellectual property. Next is access to internet. Dito sa statement na to, parang i-advise na yung yung internet is parang napaka-helpful sa atin dahil natutulungan tayo nito sa studies sa pang-araw-araw. Pero sa vice versa naman, sa kabilang banda naman, delikado yung privacy concern sa atin and yung iba't ibang risk na makukuha natin sa internet banking. Next is cyber ethics.
Cyber ethics. This is a branch of computer technology behavior that defines the best practices that must be adopted by a user when he uses the computer system. In simple terms, cyber ethics refers to the basic ethics and etiquette that must be followed while using a computer system.
Kung yung computer ethics is yung hardware, yung internet ethics is yung network, ito naman yung cyber ethics is yung yung ugali nung gumagamit ng computer. Kabasa ako. Eman.
As technology progresses, the outlook of students toward its utilization also changes. The digital natives' ethical considerations on the use of computers are threatening. In this case, this study measured the perspective of the students in decision-making and computing. The 450 respondents from the 9 colleges were randomly selected. The rationale behind the selection of these colleges from a state university is that each university provides different higher educational degrees and has suitable computer laboratories and setups are used by students for various purposes.
Okay, parang sila nag-survey sila ng 450 students sa iba't ibang mga universities para malaman yung mga ethical behavior sa paggamit ng cyber ethics. Next is breaches sa cyber ethics.
So in cyberbullying, it's a form of bullying carried out by internet technologies such as social media where individuals are bound on their physical appearance, lifestyle, and preference. So in hacking, stealing a user's personal or organizational information without authorized permission is not considered a good graphic. So for copywriting, we have another individual as their own. This is another type of cyber ethics that must be here.
First is the cyberbullying. First breach is yung cyberbullying. Ito yung parang magagamit natin dito yung term ng keyboard warrior, which is yung yung kaya mo lang mambully kapag nasa kapag nasa internet ka. Parang type of bullying siya pero sa internet, alam natin lahat yan. Next is yung hacking. Yung hacking naman is hindi siya essentially laging mali. Meron na tayo yung white hat or black hat or yung iba. Gray hat. Alam ko meron pa iba pero iba't iba yung purpose nila. Merong good, merong ethical hacking, pero meron din tayo mga kapal. Next is yung copywriting. Kung yung sinasabi yung intellectual property, dapat hindi inaagaw pero tanamak pa rin ito dahil nga sa AI na kaya magparapix. Yung cyber ethics is nagpa-following, focus on the following. Isahin ko na lang. Privacy, IPR, security, and accuracy. Parang dito nakapokus yung cyber ethics since sa personal na siya. Parang ginatagay sa nito yung paggamit mo ng or personality mo sa paggamit ng computer technology. Next is engineering ethics.
Engineering ethics is the set of rules and guidelines that engineers adhere to as a moral obligation to their profession and to the world. Engineering is a professional career that impacts lives.
Ito naman sa engineering ethics, sa pagtatrabaho ng sa profession sa engineering ethics in the profession of engineers. Next. Wala yan. Next is NSP Code of Conduct for Engineers 2007. Nelson.
NSP Code of Conduct for Engineers 2007 engineers shall at all times recognize that their primary obligation is to protect the safety and property and welfare of the public. If their professional judgment is overruled under circumstances where the safety, health, property, or welfare of the public are endangered, they shall notify their client and such other authority as may be appropriate.
Dito sa code of conduct na to is mainit na parang ini-ensure lang nila yung safety, health, yung yung aspect ng safety, health, property, tsaka yung welfare ng mga professional in that profession. Next is problem solving in engineering ethics. Kung magkakaroon ng problema, ganito yung mga gagawin na step sa professional terms. First is i-state mo na yung problem or alamin mo na yung problem. Next is hindi ka muna mag-judge. Alamin mo muna kung ano ba talaga nangyari. Next is identify mo yung yung moral viewpoints ng bawat isa kung meron na nagawa or meron ng mali na nangyari sa isang company. Next is you will come up with a course of action. Mag-decide ka kung ano ba yung gagawin. Tapos i-grade mo kung ano ba yung nangyari sa course of action mo. Next is application of engineering ethics.
Engineering ethics in college and schools. The main engineering ethics problems that college students are faced with these academic integrity. Engineering ethics in the professional world. In the professional world, ethical engineering problems come up in many cases. Engineering ethics in companies. Companies have to be aware of their corporate social responsibility and environmental responsibility.
Sa engineering ethics in college or education, makikita natin dito yung in ethical term, yung academic integrity, kung totoo ba yung grades ng mga nakakuha mo or parang magamit ka ng parang minamagic mo lang. Or in other term, binabayaran mo ba, gano'n. Next is ethical ethics in professional world. Marami siyang bagay na na-apply. Gaya na lang sa mga company. Siyempre, sa isang company, kailangan din ng ethical standards. Next, in companies naman, dito na pala, na-explain ko lang kanina. Halos sa mga companies, kailangan ng ethical standards para mag-work.
Next naman is medical ethics. Verify mo na sa
Medical ethics prescribes the moral principles by which a doctor must conduct themselves.
Ayun. So, by definition naman, kunyari, yung doctor is nagdadalawang isip kung sino yung isip niyang patient. Pwede niya sundan yung medical ethics ng tinuturo sa nila para ma-decide kung sino yung mas pipiliin ng pasyente. Ito yung example ng medical ethics. Sabi lang dyan, pipiliin mo ba yung 20 years old na pasyente kaysa sa 50 years old na may experience o mas mahalaga sa 20 years old? Kaya naman sabi ng isang doktor, mas pipiliin ko yung mas bata kasi konti lang yung hindi niya pa naranasan yung buong buhay na yung buhay. Next is for pillar. May basa ng beneficence. Alex.
Beneficence is a core principle in medical ethics that guides practitioners to act as they believe is in the best interest of patients.
So yung beneficence is, katumbas niya is do good. Sa mga doktor, kunyari, ito yung napili ng pillars, wala silang pakialam sa consequence nila, basta masave lang nila yung patient. And pangalawa is non-maleficence. Ito.
Non-maleficence is the core principle of medical ethics, stating that the physician has a duty to do no harm to a patient.
Ito naman, kabaliktaran siya ng beneficence kasi stick to the rule book yung non-maleficence. Kunyari, hindi may pasyente na bigla na lang nag-collapse sa wala sa hospital. Tapos yung doktor, syempre, since non-maleficence yung paniniwala ng Buddha, hindi na operahan yun dahil maraming, kunyari, successful nga yung opera mo din sa daanan, pero in the long run, may mga, kunyari, possible na contamination doon kasi hindi siya sa operating table. Next is autonomy.
Autonomy. Patient autonomy is a fundamental principle in medicine that recognizes the rights of patients to make decisions about their own health care.
Okay, so sa autonomy naman, yung doktor is tatanungin niya yung pasyente niya kung anong gagawin niya. So, bibigyan niya ng dalawang choices yun. Kung yan, mag-opera ba siya or hindi na lang. So, bahala niya yung patient doon kung anong choices niya ay yung susundin ng doktor or ng healthcare worker. And next is justice. Ay ba sa team?
Justice is the principle that when weighing up if something is ethical or not, you have to think about whether it is compatible with the law and the rights of the patient's rights and if it's fair and bad.
Okay, so sa justice naman, in terms of medical, kunyari nasa ER kayo, kung sino yung mas mahalagang pasyente, siya dapat yung mauuna since critical yung patient na yun.
Wait lang.
Ano yun? Next is, punta naman tayo sa medical ethics concept. May ba sa tuwing yung consequence.
Consequentialism is an ethical ideology that states the morality of an action is dependent purely on its consequences.
Okay, so, ito naman, nakabase yung moral dito pag, kunyari, maganda, mali yung action mo, pero yung doktor is mali yung action sa, kunyari, pag diagnose sa pasyente, tapos, pero yung kinalabasan is gumaling yung pasyente. Ibig sabihin nun, okay yung moral niya, or yung judgment. Next is utilitarianism. EJ.
Utilitarianism says that best action is that one can live about best
Ayun, so yung TNT nga, sino yung mas nakaka-benefit sa overall? Kunyari yung may tao na, isang tao na rare yung disease niya, pero mag-invest pa kayo ng maraming pera doon. Kung yung i-invest mo naman na maraming pera doon is makakatulong sa maraming tao. So ano yung mas best scenario doon? Which is yung marami kang masasave. Next is deontology. Emma.
Duty-based ethics. This ideology states that the correct course of action is dependent on what your duties and obligations are.
Okay, so sa deontology, parang sa 4 pillars of medical ethics, yung non-maleficence, duty-based din yun. So, bale, papalo niya lang yung rule book. So, hindi siya magbibigay sa kanyang moral. Next naman is bioethics. Hans.
Branch of applied ethics that studies the philosophical, social, and legal issues arising in medicine and the life science. It is chiefly concerned with human life and well-being, though it sometimes also treats ethical questions relating to the non-human biological environment.
So sa bioethics naman, mas malawak siya kaysa sa medical ethics. Kasi kasama na dito yung mga philosophy ng tao, and kasama rin yung mga sa medicine din. Next is example of bioethics. So yung nakita kong example dito sa in-apply nilang bioethics, may law sa France na 3 main principle, which is yung free of charge, presumed consent, and anonymity. Sa yung law na to is for mga donors ng mga organ. Next issues in bioethics. Listen.
Makikita ako nung sa project.
Kasi yung bioethics na. Hindi yung isa lang, yung healthcare.
The healthcare conduct concerns with the relationship between the doctor and the patient. With the doctor to be able to promote health and consideration of the patient's rights as well to the organization.
Okay, so since na-discuss natin yung medical ethics, pumapasok dito yung context ng medical ethics, which is yung relationship ng doktor sa pasyente. Next is traditional philosophical question. Jonas.
Additional philosophical questions. Concerns a host of philosophical questions about the definition and significance of life and death, the nature of personhood and identity, and the extent of human freedom and individual responsibility.
Okay, so dito naman, more on philosophical question siya. Kunyari, ayon ba kayo sa death sentence or hindi? Mga ganun yung tinatakan dito sa bioethics. Next is environmental ethics.
The field of environmental ethics concerns human beings and our relationship with the natural environment.
Okay, so from the word inside nga, environmental ethics. So, ito yung relasyon ng mga humans sa environment. So, example is, pwede mo pa ibasa ng example. Wala.
Example is, over the course of the year, air pollution has become particularly problematic in the Philippines, going by global health and environment scorecard. The country is recorded an annual mean of 24 micrograms per cubic meter. Refined particulate matter. Significantly surpassing the recommended maximum level of 5 something for the most part. Air pollution in the road stems from the burning of fossil fuels like concerning that 80% of the population is without access to fuels and technology services. But further exacerbated air.
So, ito yung nakita kong example, which is dito sa Pilipinas. So, grabe na yung pollution dito. Papasok yung environmental ethics doon. Kasi, kung ano yung take nyo doon sa pollution, kunyari, masyadong marami ng kotse, siguro kailangan mo mag-boss-boss. Next is extending moral standing. Mabasa ako.
Standing moral standing in environmental ethics involves determining whether only humans or other entities in the natural world also deserve moral consideration.
Okay, so since nakita ko sa ibang research, since human lang yung nakakaranas ng may morality, sila lang din yung may mga stance. Kunyari, sa human, pro-human ka or pro-animal or pro ay, parang may kasi yan, may ex pa kasi. Standing moral niya, ano ang stand mo yun? Ano yung moral mo? Una is human being, so ano yung sinong moral? Badun yun.
Humans are regarded as the sole possessors of intrinsic value, meaning that each human life is understood to possess value in itself and for its own sake.
Yun yung sinasabi ko, di ba? Human-centered yung human beings. Kunyari, stand mo, more on humans ka. Wala, as in wala, hindi naman sa walang pa, pero mas priority mo yung humans. Another is sentient animals. Isuan. I don't know.
Science for prevention or enlightenment anthropocentric. This view holds that humans who have ethical obligation towards the environment that they can be justified in terms of obligation to one other humans.
Okay, so sa sentient animals naman, since sa title na nga niya, more on animal-centered siya, yung moral stance niya. Kunyari, Ayaw niya sa mga experiment sa unggoy. Siyempre, magpapatas siya sa ganun. Next is individual dilemma. Sa individual.
Individual living organism. Intrinsic value to all living beings, not just humans. Define this the purpose of life have an inherent worth and serve moral consideration.
Okay, so sa individual living organism, so actually sa lahat ng living things lang siya yung stand niya. Mapahayop ba yan, mapatao, o microorganisms, that is yung moral standing niya. Next is holistic entities. Sa ilin. Okay, so sa holistic entities naman, ito naman yung nakafocus sa ecosystem. Since wala na silang discrimination dito. Since as a whole na yung moral standing nila dito. Next, bioinformatics. Iya.
Bioinformatics is a powerful tool that can be used for apparently providing treatment for diseases developing new crops and livestock life. However, it also has the potential to bring misuse or abuse, leading to serious consequences.
Okay, so sa bioethics kasi more on life as a whole. Pero sa bioinformatics kasi mas specific siya. Kunyari sa gene engineering, genetic engineering, kunyari ganun. Tapos mga DNA testing. May mga info doon. So, kunyari, isang tao yung nagpa-DNA test. Yung may makikita mo yung mga private data, mga data ng tao. So, sa bioinformatics, mas specific siya dahil nakikita mo yung information ng isang tao and ginagamit mo rin yung mga tools sa pagkita ng data ng tao. Nakita ko ng example naman sa bioinformatics. Dito yung ANN, yung Artificial Neural Networks, which is design siya design siya based on sa brain. So, nag-i-stimulate din siya. Kunyari, pwede rin, sa akin lang to, sa pananaw ko. So, yung AN, baka pwede silang magamit kung sa mga paralyzed na brain dead, gano'n. Yung puso na lang yung bumubuhay sa kanila. Next is what ethical considerations are there in informatics? Para ko daw. Siya na yun. Isa lang.
One of the main considerations is the handling of sensitive data.
Ayun nga, since sinabi ko nga, nakikita sa bioinformatics yung mga information ng tao. So, magiging consideration dito yung privacy ng patient or nung nagpa-DNA test. Pangalawa is balongkas.
Another ethical consideration is the use of transmacular research.
Ayun, so sinabi ko naman kanina, di ba, may genetic engineering din to. So, magiging ethical consideration dito since kanya yung may kanina sinabi ko rin yung sentient animals, which is yung mga pro-animals doon. So, magiging topic yan dyan kasi nga kunyari, ginagamit nila yung mga unggoy as paglaban sa future mga diseases na yan. Pangatlo is JP.
There are also ethical considerations around the development and use of new technologies.
Okay, so ito naman sa mga possible new technologies. Kunyari, mga hindi pa natin alam, o kakabagong technologies lang, tapos gagamitin agad sa humans. So, siyempre, magkakaroon ulit yun ng consideration. Kunyari, hindi pa safe, gano'n. So, ayun lang yung report namin. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.